Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Online maintenance and service shift UI inside. Today we need to see this here the choice your service area. We need to UI, we need to develop yours. First of all, we need to see this design inside the XD files. Now need to opening here and to zoom this here these screens. And today making like this UI. Complete UI need to this screen today need to develop here. Let's start how to write down inside the shift UI. First of all, now need to go inside the view, select here the home folders, and then after need to create here the new files inside the Shift UI view. Select here, and then after need to give this here the name, choice, your service area screen. Like this, you need to creating here these screens, and now need to write down here the that text, and we need to use this here the extension methods new hide, and also need to give this here the background colors. We need to set here the primary colors color primary app. We need to set here, and also need to see this here the UI inside the canvas. Now need to check here, sometime maybe not reloading. If not reloading, then to use this here the simulator. But now need to first of all the try here the built-in use inside the inline. Now, like this set seers and to configures are the done seers. Then after so need to creating here the app bars. First of all, so need to develop here the Z text like this setting here, and we need to configures also here the headers. We need to develop here. Now home screen inside use we need to copy and paste here. No, your not rewrites. Need to use this here the again. So need to copy and paste for this UI. Now need to copy here this app bars and to paste this here, and also need to set here the space for this UI. Like this, we need to configure and to show like this here the UI. And then after, so need to create here the another parts we need to developing here. Now we need to set here the another wish text and to give this here the some padding. We need to set here the heading as a horizontal 25. We need to configure this here like here, and then after we need to set here the text property and to set here the value. We need to write down here the high and exclamatory signs and to write down here the choice, and we need to set here the font. First of all, we need to set here the custom font. This is the extension methods we need to develop and use this here the bolts and to use this here the font size 35 like this settings here, and also need to give this here the max left configurations we need to set, and we need to configure this here the font colors. As we need to configure here the foreground colors, we need to set here the white colors like here, and to similar to show this here the designs, and also need to give this here the some paddings. We need to configure here and to give this here the vertical paddings. We need to set here the 15s. Similar to designs, we need to set here this UI and to configure here, and then after now need to create here the another subtitles. Now need to copy again, paste this here and to use this here the horizontal stack. Need to use here, and again so need to cut this value and put this inside of this value, and now need to change here the name as a your. Need to write down here the titles yours like here's, and then after so need to another text fields. Now need to copy again and to paste this here, and now need to set here the foreground colors as a primary text colors. You need to set and to write down here the service area like this text. You need to set here, and also need to remove this here the left keywords and look like this. Similar to designs, you need to show here. You need to decrease this here the font size. You need to set here 32 is good. Now need to change here similar to our screen size. Need to set here the smalls, and now need to set here the 20 and similar to show this here the designs. And then after we need to another's we need to draw here the horizontal stack. We need to drawing here like here's horizontal stacks, and now need to create here the another view stacks. We need to set here, and also need to set here the alignment. We need to set here the leadings, and we need to remove here the contents. Already give this here the bracket. That's why I need to removing here. And now we need to puts here the buttons for this click events. We need to set here for this UI, and also need to set here these background colors, color white, and we need to set here the shadow. First also need to set here the corner radius. You need to set here the 20, and also need to set give this here the shadow. Need to set here the 2. Now we need to set here the fix heights. We need to configure here. Need to use this here the width percentage of the screen. So need to given this here the 60% of these heights. Need to given this here, and also need to configure here the max left, like this showing here the first ones, and also need to set here the paddings, spacing. Need to set here the 15. And now first of all need to complete this here the first ones, and then after need to create here the second ones. Now first of all need to set here the image, copy here. Now need to go inside the sets and to use this here the first image, like here similar to show this here. And we need to write down here the resizables. We need to call here and scale to it, and then after need to set here the frame width and heights. We need to providing here, need to give this here the only heights. We need to setting here the 100, and also need to configures, and alignments. We need to set here the center, like here. Then after we need to setting here the text. Now need to copy here this text fields, paste this here. Now need to set here the titles as a business, and we need to set here the primary colors, primary app colors, max center. So need to write down here like this here, and to change this here the font size. Need to set here the 17. Maybe need to near this here the 20. Maybe need to change this here the image height. So need to set here the 80, similar to show this here, and also need to set here the max centers for this here. Now again so need to copy here, and we need to set here the subtitles as a organization. So need to 22 fonts, primary text we need to set here, and also we need to write down here the organizations, like here showing here, and this is the titles showing here, and also need to put this here the selections image. We need to show here. Now need to set here the image resource. Need to give this here the select. Maybe now need to go here image, and to find out here the select radio, and to put this here. Now need to copy and paste this here. Now we need to set this here the width and height. So need to provide this here the 25, and remove this here. Maybe increase here the set here the 30, and also need to give this here the padding. Need to put here this padding all 15, like this configures here for this UI. Not reflecting here, but we need to set here. Now we need to convert into the common buttons. We need to write here. Need to converting into the common buttons. Now need to copy here. Now need to go inside the common widgets, and to create here the new files, and to give this here the name selections radio buttons. Select icon, title, selection home button, select icon buttons is good. Like this sets and to paste this here this codes and to declare here some property. State variables need to write down here the where and to set here the icon as a string. Then after another state variables for the titlings. Then after you need to another state variables you need to set here the subtitles and we need to give this here the on tab events did select and we need to write down here the optionals and to callback events need to like this we need to returning here the any value and another flags we need to set here is select or not so need to check here is select and to set here the bool by default so need to set this here the false. Now we need to set here the another thing so we need to configure here is select and to select radio buttons and if not selected then to unselect radio buttons like this we need to configure here. Now find out here this image and to put this here. Then after icons as a need to pass here the icons. Then after titles as a titles need to pasting here and we need to also configure this here icons need to set here one. Then after title we need to set here the business, set here the subtitles. Now need to copy here the organizations and to give this here the subtitles and is select we need to set by defaults as a true like this we need to configure here. Then after we need to make sure we need to configure here the on tab events. Now need to write down here the on tab creatures and to write down here the did select events we need to calling here like this configurations for the selection event. Now this is the configurations for the select icon buttons need to common widgets need to developing here. Now we need to use this directly buttons. Now need to copy here and we need to go inside the choice screens and now need to replace with this value and to putting here and also need to create here the state image. Now need to write down here the selection state where is select business. Write down here the business. We need to type of first of all need to fix here and we need to write down here the by default as a true like this configures. Now we need to checking here is select is business then to true like this and also business need to write this here the set here the true and again so need to copy and to another's we need to develop here now need to give this here the true and we need to set here the home and another thing so need to give this here the personal like here so need to showing here for this UI and also we need to change this here the selections is business not need to set here and to set this here the false and now need to set here look like this here the showing here clicking events maybe here the paddings is a issue need to fix this here similar to designs need to configure so need to all 8 configurations like this setting here for this UI set here padding as a 8 like configure and also need to set here the 20 this is the font size and need to give this here the some bottom padding for this UI need to configure here the 15s and to like this setting here the some space. Now we need to again go here the choice screens and to see this here the UI and also need to change this here the size need to set here the 20 or displaying goods for this UI and like this showing here give this here the width as a 20 Now we need to see this here the UI canvas, and similar to designs we need to showing here the events. Maybe now fix here paddings. This all 15 is good. Now this is the displaying good, and similar to designs we need to showing like this here the UI, and we need to one more configurations for buttons. If here is selected, then to set here the shadow. Otherwise, you need to set here the zero shadow. Need to configure here and to check here like this. Now showing here the goods, and now need to developing here the bottoms UI need to develop here. Now first of all, now need to create here the Z stacks inside. Need to creating here the V stack. Create here the space. Now need to create another V stacks. Need to developing here like this configures, and now we need to set here the background color secondary colors need to set here the secondary app colors. Then after need to give this here the bottom padding, so need to configure here the shape area with like this, and also need to set here the height, so need to set here the pix. Give this here the width percentage, need to set here the 80% of height, so need to providing here, and also need to set here the width, screen width, like this configures here. I need to set here this bottom, and also need to configure here the corner radius. Extension methods need corners need to set here. So we need to now configure here the 20, and we need to set here the top left and top right. So we need to configure and look like this here the showing, and to increase this here set here the 13s. Now also we need to configure this here the paddings. We need to set here the 15s inside paddings. We need to all 15 like this. Extension methods need to calling here. Now need to developing here the search text fields. You need to develop. Now need to first of all the another state variables private. We need to declare here where and to txt search, and by default need to blank like this configures. Now we need to write down here the text fields, and we need to set here the placeholder first of all parameters. Then after text inside need to binding property txt search like this ads. Inside we need to write down here the enter your location of service like this, write down here for this UI. Now set here the horizontal stack, and we need to developing here the ra- rounded rectangles. We need to draw here. Set here the radius. We need to set this here the high. Give this here the fill colors. We need to set here the color primary app colors. Need to set here, and also need to set here the prem width and height. So need to given this here the tens like this set here for this UI, and also need to set here the spacing. Need to set here the 15s. Now we need to set here the background color white. Then after need to set here the corner radius. Need to set here the 10, and also need to set here the padding. Set here the 15s. Now we need to set here the font custom font, set here the regulars, and to give this here the font size as a 16, like this configures, and to similar to designs you need to creating here, and also need to change here this dot size, you need to set here the 15s, and also need to set here the frame heights, as you need to configure this here the 14, 30, like this showing here for this UI. And now we need to create here the space, and we need to develop this here the horizontal stack, and now need to creating here the buttons. Now need to go inside the sign up, and we need to copy some buttons, we need to needs here. Now need to copy these buttons, paste here, and again paste. First buttons we need to configure as a later, and second buttons are the configures as a search. Now like these two buttons are the creating here and two configures. Now we need to change this here the primary colors to change this here the white color. Also need to change here the white colors, like this configures, and we need to another white colors we need to for text, and here background color white. Remove this here the width no needs, primary app colors, and we need to set here the corner radius. We need to configure here the 13. Now need to set here the max center, here max centers. Now another things you need to developing here, need to use this here the scroll view, and we need to creating here with stack, and now need to set here the text. Now first of all need to copy this text here, paste this here, and we need to write down here the max left, and we need to set this here the titles as a current locations, and need to set here the font size, we need to set here inside regular font. Again so need to copy and to paste here. Now need to location service titles, we need to setting here, and font colors change here, primary text, not primary text, primary app, and here white colors, like this configures, and to configure here like this. And now we need to configure this UI. We need to set here the flag, state, private, and where, and to set here the show choice. By default need to set this here the false, copy here, and we need to configure this here the click events, here set here the true every place, like this configures, and to test against. And also need to use this here the another extension methods, new bg bg navigation link, and to give this here the contents, choice area screens, and we need to write down here the show Yes, like this we need to write down, and now need to run these apps inside the simulators and run here. Click on sign ins and click here anything and opening this like similar to our designs, showing like this here the UI, and increase this here the space. Now need to go here and now need to set here the spacing. Need to set here the spacing as a 15 and also need to set here the decrease here 25 and need to another spacing set here 15 and also need to set here the top 15 paddings. We need to configure this is the extension methods. Now need to run again inside the simulator this app. Click on sign ins and to change this here the UI, and similar to designs need to show like this here the UI and like this showing and also like this working here. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.